In some places, if you have an arrest record for marijuana, they call that a criminal record, but in California, it's a resume.
Why California's past was such a great coalition of support is because we know that black and brown people of color, and communities that have been targeted and disproportionately getting arrested, they came out in support of it because they wanted to stop a lot of the arrests, and this is doing that. And not only that, but Prop 64 is also allowing them, if you have a criminal record for marijuana, to, first of all, you can get your records reduced or expunged, and it's not going to prevent them from getting into the industry. They could get a license as well if you have that kind of history. Which is
Whereas with the medical marijuana laws passed by the legislature, not by the voters, they made it so that if you had been arrested for marijuana in the past, you can't be in the business. Like we say, in some places, if you have an arrest record for marijuana, they call that a criminal record, but in California, it's a resume because it shows that you know how to grow marijuana, and that's what we need.
Before Prop 64, if a person under 18 got in trouble for marijuana, either possessing it or selling it, their records would carry on through their adulthood.
You just got busted! Pull over there! You're under arrest, okay? Why's that one? Because I said so.
It would be a burden for them to progress in their lives. But now with the new law in California, it made it so that they're not given a criminal record at all, that they are required to either do drug education or counseling, plus community service to give back. But upon turning 18, they don't have a criminal record. And so that's a really good thing. A lot of the tax dollars that they're raising is going to go towards youth programs to keep youth out of trouble, keep them engaged, after school programs, things like that as well, and give them the help they need. Fortunately, in California, we can grow up to 6 plants per household. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. And people can possess legally. 21 and older can possess an ounce of cannabis and plus 8 grams of concentrate, and we can share it and give it away. And
concentrate in our purposes means oil and stuff too, which is not even legal here. So in California, you can have 8 grams of hash oil right now legally. Well, I would say that they shouldn't overdo it. This is what we see in the United States, is they keep coming up with more packaging and more rules and more limits and more fees and more tests, and at some point you just don't need all that.
And be careful about all the taxes, because there's plenty of growers out there who sell it for you cheaper if they make it too high.
Start with more freedom. If you have to restrict it, then that's when you do the restriction.
Are they looking at 18 here, 18 and older?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the States we have 21 and older, and we think that it would be better to be 18 and older as well.
I mean, that's a good example. The reason we picked 21 is just because the public thinks 21 is a better age. In reality, 15 years old is when your endocannabinoid system is mature, so 16 years old is old enough. But if you try to get a law in the United States that says 16-year-olds can smoke marijuana, that's not going to happen. 18-year-olds, they're still in high school, so I understand why people don't want 18-year-olds to have marijuana, because they can take it to high school with their friends who are 17 and 16. Yep. I understand that. But in reality, for people to use it, being 18 is plenty old enough. In fact, we think that they should try to use cannabis as a way of getting people away from using so much alcohol. You know, instead of thinking it as another problem like tobacco and alcohol, no, it's part of the solution to the problems we already have with alcohol, is to have people using marijuana instead.
In fact, we're starting to see that in some of the states that have legalized, that the alcohol consumption is starting to go down. Aside from the opioid use, people are starting to use marijuana to control their pain and that too. So it's been having some positive effects that way.
Your source of cannabis news. Cannabis News Network.